I've lived long enough to see revolution start with less than a smile. And I've lived long enough to see what a real smile, a genuine one, can do to a person carrying the weight of their entire life on their shoulders. It's one of the quietest gestures we have, a smile. But make no mistake, a real smile is not weak. It is not small. It is not incidental. It is one of the last free gifts a human being can offer another, and it has more power in it than most of us realize. Not because of the teeth, not because of the lips, but because of what comes through them. A real smile says, "I see you and I do not mean you harm." That may not sound like much, but in a world like ours, it's a miracle. It may be the only miracle some people get that day. You don't know what someone is carrying. You don't know how close they are to breaking. You don't know if they're replaying the worst thing that ever happened to them, or if they haven't heard their name spoken with warmth in weeks. You don't know if their faith in humanity has almost run out. And then you smile. Not because you want something, not because you've rehearsed it, but because something in you recognizes something in them. For a second, you both become more than strangers. For a second, you say, without saying anything, that they are not invisible. That is no small thing. I have seen people saved by smiles, not fixed, not solved, but saved. Just enough to go one more hour, one more errand, one more night. The world didn't change, but something did. The air got lighter, the load shifted. A little warmth came back into the day. All from a single human smile. And here's what makes it powerful. It can't be faked. You can tell the difference, can't you? Between the smile someone puts on, like a uniform, and the kind that rises from something deeper. The first one is for business. The second one is for connection. And that second one has a kind of truth in it that no speech can match. It's not polite. It's not performative. It's recognitional. A real smile says, "I know something about life, and I know something about you. You matter, and I hope just for this moment that things feel a little lighter." There are people who think smiles are trivial, that they're soft, that they belong to sentimental types who don't know how hard the world really is. Let me tell you something. The people who have suffered most and still smile, those are the strongest people I know. Because a genuine smile in the face of suffering is not denial. It's defiance. It's choosing, sometimes stubbornly, to remain human, despite everything that's tried to make you otherwise. That's the real power of a smile. It keeps us human. It brings warmth where there's cold, presence where there's numbness, softness where there's edge. It says, you are not the worst thing that has happened to you. It says there is still good in the world. It says we can be kind even here. Now, don't confuse this with forced positivity. That's a different thing entirely. A smile doesn't mean pretending everything's fine. It doesn't mean ignoring pain. In fact, the most powerful smiles are often the ones given in spite of pain, when they cost something. That kind of smile is a gift. And like all real gifts, it's given freely, and it leaves the giver with more, not less. I think of the old woman who smiled at me once when I was young and lost and didn't know where I was going, literally or otherwise. She didn't speak, just looked at me from her porch and smiled. Not a grin, not a show, just a smile. It told me, you'll be all right. She had no idea what she did. She'll never know. But I still remember it decades later. That's the power of a smile. So smile, not because you have to, not because it's polite, but because it's one of the most radical acts of goodness left in the world. Smile at the cashier, at the janitor, at the woman who looks tired, at the man who looks angry, at the child who seems uncertain, at the mirror if that's all you've got. A real smile is not just an expression, it's a form of light. And this world, friend, could use more of it.